it's your girl Debbie, and I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, feel welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you so much, and I love you all so much. In today's video, we are going to do a full face makeup. Yeah, a full face makeup. So whether you're a beginner or an expert, or you're just trying to, you know, we all girls have been through that. This is a safe space, and let's dive into it. So first things first, you might want to moisturize your lips. You know, you're just a girl, so I'm just going to moisturize my lips. I'm using the Kiss Beauty Volume, this one, and after that we are going to prep our face for the makeup. Remember that the skin prep is very important, because makeup is really dry with all the foundation and the powder and all that. You just want it to settle down on your face. Like, you don't want it to be cakey, cracked, so you want to prep your skin. For that, I'm going to use this Garnier Vitamin C cleansing water and a cotton pad. Remember that you want to have clean hands. That your hands have to be clean, no compromise, because you're going to be all over your face. This is just to remove excess oil and dirt from your face. If you know this is your kind of vibe, makeup and beauty, please feel free to subscribe, and I'll really appreciate your support. So this is my clean face, and now I just want to shave these excess hairs. So I just removed the excess hair, and now we are going to prep the face for the makeup. So you want to hydrate your face so that you can give your makeup a good base for that. Let this dry so that it can soak in your skin. So once that is soaked in, I'll go in with my glow revealing serum. Remember that you don't have to get tired of hydrating your face. You can't have overhydrated skin. If that was a thing, then that's actually what you want to achieve. You need to make sure that your face is thoroughly hydrated. If you're not a pro at shaping your own eyebrows, if you know you are going to have a makeup session or anything, you can prepare that earlier. You can go to a professional to get it done for you, because it's actually really easy to cut yourself, and you don't want to do that. Vitamin C from Dr. Rachel. I'm also going to push that into the skin. Coconut oil moisturizer. We want to get our skin as moisturized as possible. So the first step is my eyebrows. I like to do my eyebrows first, and I just get a tiny bit of my setting powder, and I dab it into my hands like this, because this is actually a lot. Then I just want to do this on my eyebrows, because it's hard to draw your eyebrows when your face is moist and oily. So you want to dry that up for your pencil to actually be, so that you could be able to draw. You want to make sure that you're using a sharp pencil. I'm using a dark pencil because my eyebrows are naturally dark and my skin is also dark. So I'll just go in drawing strokes. And this was the essence of shaving according to your eyebrows, according to the shape of your brows. You see how easy it was, because I had already shaved my eyebrows. So on the top part, you don't want to start from here. You want to start from somewhere here. And that's it. If your pencil gets blunt, you can sharpen it, and you're just going to draw. Remember to use light strokes. I actually messed up here. I'm just going to erase that, and then I'm going to continue. Remember, we are starting from here. And that's it. So your eyebrows will actually pop out more if the lower part, if the outer part of your brow is darker than the inner part. And that's it. If you notice, I already have hairs here at the front part, but if you don't have hair around that area, you can just draw simple strokes like this. Like that. And they are going to mimic the real strokes of hair, but for me that is not necessary because I already have a lot of hair. So the next step is you're going to conceal your brows at the bottom part and at the top part. So I'm going to use a concealer that is 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. If you're dark skin like me, you might want to get this concealer in the shade Romantic May. I use 2 concealers because this concealer is really dense and it's full coverage, and this one is a little bit more liquid like. So I take this one and I apply it at the back of my palm like that, and then I use this Pro concealer and I just mix them together like that. And then I'm just going to mix these two. To apply the concealer, you need to have a concealer brush. A concealer brush is thin, it's not thick, it's thin like this. So I'm just going to use any of these two, and I prefer this one. And I'm just going to put a little product like this. Then I'm going to go below my eyebrows. If you're a beginner, instead of using a concealer because it might be a little bit hard to blend, you can use foundation. I'll just drag it to my lower eyelid to remove excess. Like that. And I'll do the same on the other side. It's going to turn out like this. To blend, you can use another bigger brush, or you can still use a beauty blender. So I'm going to use both of them. I'm not cutting out these parts so that you can see it's not as easy as it. Okay, I'm not saying it's hard, but you need to take your time. And I just want you to have the raw footage of what it actually takes. You remember that 80% of your makeup is all about blending it in. And blend out these parts. You see, now it just blended to my skin. Then I'm going to conceal the upper part of the brow. Conceal the upper part of your brows. You need to use a foundation that is the same shade as your skin tone, or a concealer. In this case, I'm going to use this matte poreless foundation, and I'm just going to put a little at the back of my hand, like that. Just a little, like this. So again, you take the part that has the foundation and you just apply. I love to do it in bits first, like that, and then I'll join it. Like that. And that's it. Then you're going to do the same on the other side. Just a little bit of foundation. Remember that your eyebrows are not twins, they are sisters. But you still have to try as much to make them look alike, to make them look together. To blend it out, I have to use a larger brush. So I'll just blend that in. And that's it. We're now going to work our eyeshadow. And for us to work our eyeshadow, we need a concealer or an eyeshadow base to apply on our eyelids, and the actual eyeshadow palette and an eyeshadow brush. My base, I have this very light concealer that I use, so I'm just going to apply it on my eyelids like that. The reason we are using a lighter shade of concealer is so that when you apply your eyeshadow, it can be able to pop. To set the eyes, I'm going to use just a little bit of powder and dust the excess, and I'll just dab it on my skin like that. And the same on the other side. So on our eyeshadow, we want to achieve a more lifted, snatched face look, so that is why I'm applying tape here. So I'm just going to use shades of brown because I want to have a nude color. To use a brown that is this dark, as dark as this. So you have to start from this part, this outer corner, you blend it there, and then you can bring it up to the crease area. This part that is folding it in, this part that is folding in, this is your crease area, and this part, this is your eyelid. So we want to blend the brown shade to the crease area. Remember, it's important to blend and blend and blend. If you want it to have a darker shade, you can as well go in much with more product to have something like this, and do the same on this other eye. I've done the same on this eye and this eye. As you can see, there's a harsh line over here. There's a harsh line over here. So to eliminate that harsh line, you need to use a shade that is the same shade as your skin tone, so that you can blend it all around here and here. This one is wider than the other brush that we just used. So with this one, I'm just going to dab it here, apply it on this part. You apply like this in windshield motions until the line starts to disappear, until you don't have a harsh transition. It doesn't look as harsh as this. You can go in with more product and just blend them together. Now you can tell the difference between this side and this side. The same on the other side. Now there is no harsh line if you look closer. For this inner part here that we left untouched, we're going to use a lighter shade of eyeshadow. In this case, shade Lace. I'm using the nude Huda Beauty palette, and I'm going to use this Lace, this one. So you just dab it, and then I'll just look down and I'll build up the product from 0. So after just tapping in your product like this, you're going to notice some harsh lines between this shade and this shade, this shade and this shade. So you're just going to try and blend it in lightly. Like that. And that's it. If you notice now, there is no harsh lines compared to the first part. So just to add a little bit of life, we are going to add shimmer on this side and this part here on the eyelids, this part and this part. So this is how we look after adding shimmer. So I just added a black shade and I smoked it out just to add more, you know. We're going to take out it looks like this, and I'll do the same on this other side. I messed up a little bit over here, but that's not something I can't deal with. Black eyeshadow, we're just going to do that. And on this side too, just so it looks more of a natural wing. This primer, and I blend it in. Once it's dry, use your fix spray as a primer as well. And we're also going to let that dry. I'm going to use my foundation. So your beauty blender should be damp for it to be able to let the foundation sit in your face looking flawless. But because I don't prefer using water, I just spray the setting spray. I wet my beauty blender with my setting spray all over. Once that is done, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to apply it like that, and I'm just going to build it up. Actually, I'm going to build this from here, avoiding this area because the skin there is very, very thin, and it might be easy for it to start cracking already. So I just use small amount as I'm building up. You can see the difference. So once that is done, the excess foundation is what I'm going to go with onto my under eyes. To contour my face, I'm going to use this Pro concealer that is darker than my shade, and down my cheeks. You'll notice that contour actually adds some warmth to your face. So that I'm going to go with a darker, this is Luron Tropical, how do we call it, compact powder, and I'm just going to go around the places that I just contoured. So this is how the face is looking after I contoured around this part, this part, this part, this part, and on my hairline. So after my contour, I'm going to use the same brush to apply my blush around my cheekbones, and I'm just going to apply the blush around this area and that area. It might look too much, but it's actually not too much. And I'll do the same on the other side. You can go further up on your face just a little bit, on this part of your nose, and just all around this part. You can see the blush from a distance. And so to even this face all out, we're going to conceal the under eyes, the chin, and the bridge of the nose. This area is very critical. I'm going to build it up to mix it. I'm going to mix it with the Pro Concealer that we used earlier on our eyebrows, just so it's easier to blend and to avoid harsh lines. I'm going to use this concealer brush to blend the areas that I just applied concealer. You can also use a wet beauty blender, and I'm just going to go this way as I build it up. Once that is smooth and done, I'm going to finish it out with a damp beauty blender, and do the same on the other side. Remember to blend between these two products, the blush and the concealer, so you can use this part where you haven't used it and you're just going to blend it like that, or you can also use your foundation brush. It's not advisable to look up and down as you're doing your concealer, because you're going to make this part crease. But because I'm doing it myself, it's inevitable. You have to take your time blending until everything just gets into place. Once that is all blended out, I'm going to go in with my Sacha Buttercup setting powder. I'll just take a little bit of the product and then I'm just going to pat it here. This is actually a lot of product, So now I'm just going to push it. The areas that I applied the concealer. So I'm just going to let this sit here for a while. You just have to press it lightly so that you don't move the product underneath. So wait for that to sit. I'm going to use this Maybelline Super Stay in the shade Caramel 60, and I'm going to mix this shade of brown. I'm going to use this brush and I'm going to mix this shade of brown that's actually very hard to pick up. I'm going to mix that with a little bit of the contour that we used, just to add a little bit of warmth to the face, and we're just going to apply it on these areas where we contoured. We're not going to go onto the upper part of the face, so we're just going to pat that lightly into the skin. This adds warmth to the face, and this actually contributes to the overall outcome of the look that you just created. Actually using my mirror on the other side. As you can see, this just created a new look as we were setting our foundation. Contour around the nose area. I'm going to use the same contour powder that I used, and I'm going to use this tiny brush, and I'm just going to take a little bit of this powder, and I'm just going to press it in from my eye region like this. Like that. Well, that's off the excess powder. I'm not going in too much, but I'm just trying to fade the harsh lines just a little bit, very, very lightly. And so now these lines look very, very harsh, and to to blend it out, we are going to use as a compact powder, the same shade as my skin tone. So I already added my face powder, and I'm just going to press it in. Just like that. And the same powder, I'm going to reverse contour my face. Contour this way. Just a little bit. And that is going to serve as a contour. Just like that. So now we are going to dust off the excess powder that we had. And don't forget to blend in these harsh lines. I'm going to go in with a powder, the same shade as my skin tone, just to fade out these parts. Remember that you have to actually take your time. Going to line my lips. I've seen people lipstick. I've used it for a very long time that the name tag actually came out, but if you see something that looks like this, it's a good one. Then so the next step is my lashes, and I'm just going to use this hair bonding glue, and I'm going to at the very top part of my lashes. I wait for it to dry. I'll be drawing my waterline. To apply your lashes, you need to look down. You need to have your mirror and you look down like this. Mirror iko hapa. And then you're going to place the middle part of the eyelash first. This middle part to the middle part of your eye. Like that. Once you've put it in the middle, you're going to fix the front part and the back part. And also it shouldn't start from here, and that's it. I have very sensitive eyes, so I need to be very careful. And make sure that it's actually where it's supposed to be.